Got some old bricks from my sister-in-law. Laid out the pattern here. We kind of like this look generally. Laid out where I'm going to dig out. Don't anything too major here. I'm just going to go down a couple inches, put a little bit of screening that we got here. Not too much, it's not going to be heavy traffic, and I actually want it to kind of look rustic, so as long as we don't kill grandma coming out or something, that's all we want. Also got some extra that we're going to put in over here. Okay, this is day 2. Things are moving along. My son had to dig out a good portion of this. I had to make some decisions I wasn't going to make right away, but I do eventually want to put a bed over on this side. Another one over here. Got a lot of soil. Figured I might as well not huck it, and I probably will need some. So this is going to be wildflowers here. Just gonna toss some sod down underneath and dug it up. Here's some sod I'm just throwing down now. I scraped off over here. Gonna move actually this bamboo thing. I'll move it over here. Should be happy over here. My son helped dig out a whole pile of this. Like I said, I'm not going too deep, but I want to get a couple inches of screening down at least. And I wanted to show this actually. I did this on the other patio I made as well. It worked quite well. The videos I watched didn't actually say you had to have like a drainage for the kind of edge of your patio, but I always feel like you're digging a 6-inch hole in the ground. It's just going to fill with water. It needs to go somewhere. So at the lowest point, just did a French drain. This isn't even landscape fabric. It's actually just a cloth for, I guess, frost cloth. Don't even know if it's made of the same thing, but better than nothing. And yeah, so I just filled it with some stone. Had some extra stone over here. Got piles of it builder put in. So I'm putting it over here. Leveled it out pretty good. Sloping away from the house. Another update here. You can see the French drain. Just covered it up a little. It's going to come out right at the lowest point. I put down some screening. I do have a little bit of a dilemma over here that I thought I'd show. I have to keep the bricks pretty high. I have a lot of rabbit problems, so I want to make sure that the bricks are high. So I kind of have to base it off. Okay. Day 3, working on the pathway. I mentioned this part before. You know, it didn't seem like a major thing, but like I said, I have a lot of issues with rabbits. This is an old gate. It's not exactly level. And the person who installed the fence didn't line up with the wall, so it's also on an angle. But yeah, I kind of made it so that no rabbits can get underneath, hopefully, or at least discourage them. And then I had to make sure, obviously, when we open it, I'm not hitting all the bricks. And we're not hitting these guys either. I just threw them in there quickly. So I'm going to finish leveling this off, or grading it, I should say. Make sure the water all runs away, but now that I've got that set, that will be my one edge where my bricks need to get to. And then over here, this is a fantastic tip if you have a children's rake for something this small. I have a large gravel rake or soil rake, but this little guy works really well in a tight spot like this. And then the other side over here, I need the bricks to obviously line up with this existing brick. So those are my 2 points. Now I got a grade in the middle, and hopefully it all works out. Got another bag or so of screening over here. I'm probably going to use that. I think I showed before at the beginning. It's kind of spread out the bricks, so I'll probably do halfway up between the bricks, similar to kind of this. It's a different style though. Halfway up between the bricks, I'll do the screening, and then I have some polymeric sand over there as well. Okay, just finished putting in some of the brick. It's generally going to look like this. So I gotta do the other side still. And there's going to be some larger gaps on the sides. I'm thinking of maybe getting some, I can't remember what it's called, creeping thyme or something like that. Different things like that, maybe lavender, that kind of stuff that doesn't like, has good soil. So, I don't know. I'll have to see what I do with these edges here, whether I put actual screening, or sorry, the polymeric sand, or whether I fill it with soil at the very top. But yeah, that's generally how it's going. Got the drainage over here as before. Make sure the bricks kind of line up in terms of their height. I'll give it another check with the level, make sure everything's going the right direction, but given that they're so porous and separated, the actual bricks themselves don't matter as much, other than making sure they're all flat. Don't want anyone tripping over stones that are 2 inches higher than the other. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, here it is. Just popped in place. I think this is the look I want to go for. So I think the placed spacing between them is kind of what I want. So yeah, I think it is just about ready to put the screening in. Like I said, I'm going to do it probably halfway up, between some of the stones in the middle at least. And then put some polymeric sand on top. Okay, finished up putting in the stone. With the brick, I think it looks pretty good. I did the screening a little higher than I thought I was going to, just because it's actually really hard not to do it that high. But I am going to come back with some of the polymeric sand, put between. It's supposed to rain tonight though, so I just wet it down. I'm not going to put in yet the sides here, but I am going to put in probably some dirt, and actually some pea gravel. So over here I've got some pea gravel. Just going to use bits of that and randomly kind of do it in these little pockets. Like I said, probably put in some lavender or different things like that. But I don't want to do that before the polymeric sand is in, because I don't want it to cover all those stones. Okay, I actually found a bag of sand that I was going to use and I forgot about. So I put that on. Now it's a little higher than I wanted for the polymeric sand, but I'll sweep it down again, bash the bricks a bit, and then put the poly sand down tomorrow. I chose a gray. Thought might kind of look a little bit like, well, like my wall, some kind of grout, you know. It was cement or something, concrete, but yeah, I think it worked out pretty good. Okay, well, you can see here, the color's really popped on that stone now. That's great. And this color of the sand, I really like. I was worried it was going to be a little dark, wondering if I should have gone with the same sort of color, but I think it makes the stone kind of pop out a little bit more, or the brick. So yeah, I use the mist spray time. I'll let it kind of soak in, then I do another go just to make sure it penetrates pretty good. Sand's obviously pretty good at absorbing the water. You don't really want it to be pooling or anything like that. So that's why I use the mist. Obviously, you don't want to be spraying all of your sand off too. You don't want to be washing away or something like that. So normally, I think most of them need 24 hours or so to dry. Maybe less for foot traffic and that kind of thing, but I always like to leave a couple days, to tell you the truth. Sadly, I think it might rain late tomorrow, so I might end up putting a tarp over it or something, just to kind of give it a little extra time. But yeah, I think it's come along really well. I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, I'll give you guys another update once I finish planting around it.